Okay, so we're asked to solve this quadratic, and the first thing to do when solving a quadratic using factorising, which we need to use for this because it's probably on the non-calculator and we can't use a quadratic formula, is times these two together. So 3 times 30, which is 90. So we've got to use factor pairs of 90. Now they've got to add up to negative 47, so they're both going to be negative for them to multiply to make a positive number. Straight away I've noticed that minus 2 times minus 45 is multiplies together to make 90 and adds together to make minus 47, so I've got that pretty quickly. So I'm going to write out the question again, but this time instead of writing minus 47x, I'm going to say minus 2x minus 45x plus 30. Brilliant. Okay, now at this stage I'm going to break it up into two little activities. This is the way of doing it. And I'm not going to forget to put equals 0. And I'm going to factorise the left hand side separate to the right hand side. And I'm going to do them both linearly. So looking at the first one where it's just x, we can divide over both of those, and we're left with 3x minus 2. Okay, now if you ever have a negative here, we need to bring that on the outside of the bracket. So I'm going to say take away, and looking at both of those, they look like 15 goes into both of those. So I'm going to divide out of 15, and we've got 3x. Now be careful with this one, because we've got a negative on the outside, we have to have a negative on the inside for us to get this positive 30. That's going to be negative 2. Okay, now a good way of checking is that both the brackets are the same, and they need to be for this to work. And what we're going to do is grab the things on the outside of the brackets, including that minus there, and we're going to make a bracket of those, so x minus 15. Then I'm going to just write down the repeated brackets once, and I'm going to go back and write the equals zeros. I keep forgetting to do those. Okay, now for us to have two numbers multiplied together, or two brackets multiplied together and equal 0, one of them has to be 0. So I'm going to start off with the left hand side, so x minus 15 equals 0, add 15 to both sides, and that's 15. Then I'm going to do the right hand side, equals 0, I'm going to add 2 both sides, then I'm going to divide by 3. So our two answers are 15 and 2/3. Now you could put that back into the original expression and see whether it does equal 0, but that looks pretty complicated, so it might take a while to check. But those are the right answers.